Hello everybody, and welcome to Strong Healthy Seniors. Today we're going to talk about the one perfect rep workout. If you're new here, my name's Bill, and today I have a very exciting subject to talk to you about. Now, this is the launch of my channel, and this is one of the primary aspects of this channel is about this workout that I've discovered. And what I want to talk about today is why most workouts don't work out. Why is it that so many people get into a cycle of starting and stopping, no matter how motivated and excited they are about an exercise routine? After a while, people drop off for some reason, and it's hard to get going back again. Well, today, I have an answer for you. I have a solution for you. I promise you, if you just stick with me. And it's very simple. As a matter of fact, it's so simple that I think it's been overlooked. I didn't really see this anywhere. And I'm a simple person. Everybody knows me knows that. So sometimes the simple solution is only obvious to simple people like me. Intellectuals seem to overlook it. But let's talk about what happens. I'm going to use my notes here because I don't want to forget anything. It's more important about the content than that this looks pretty. But say that you or someone, a personal trainer or somebody, does an evaluation of you. We're trying to find out where can you start, because we don't want to waste time. See, personal trainers are expensive, and we're in a hurry, aren't we, to reach our goal? And we don't want to waste time, do we? Nobody does. And so we'll try to find out where we can plug ourselves in, and we do these workouts, and they're fairly demanding to begin with, aren't they? And so they're tiring, they are fatiguing, they lead to soreness, and which over time gets a little annoying. Overtraining, which makes us spin our wheels. It hurts our training progress. We may find pain, injury, and then we end up having to stop because we're injured and we have to recover. And then it's hard to start back again. Or maybe it's just a matter of time. It takes a lot of time. For whatever reason, it gets to be this huge mountain we've got to face, that to get back to this training again, and where do we start, So, well, I learned a trick years ago. I've been exercising for many years, over 50 years. And I've been quite a student of it. If there's one thing that I've been known for, it's fitness. And, when you start a YouTube channel, they tell you to choose a niche that you are passionate about. And people will always say, don't get him started. Don't get him started about talking about it. So this exercise routine. Now, I used to do a lot of demanding workouts, and I'd have trouble being consistent at the gym. But I found out that, if I just go and just give it a try, just maybe do one exercise or maybe just one repetition and just see how I feel. Because many times it was deceptive that I would think that the days when I really felt good and I can't wait to go to the gym, I know I'm going to have a great workout today. The fact is that I felt like I had a lot of energy, but I was just getting ready to run out of it. But on days when I maybe felt like I didn't have that much energy, I didn't feel that good, but I would go anyway, I would find out that actually I'd kind of reserved my energy. I'd kind of saved it up, and I just needed to unlock it, awaken it. And maybe you've seen this if you've exercised for a long time, that when I would start working out on these days when I felt like I didn't have it, I would have some of my best workouts, that I actually had energy in reserve. I just needed to get going. So a lot of time it's just getting going. And I remembered that. And then now I've been through a recent workout journey. I had a huge home gym I built down here with all kinds of stuff. And I was working out really, really hard. And I was just being inconsistent. I keep a calendar to track my progress, and it was just sometimes I could go for a little while. But then what would usually happen is I'd either get so fatigued or just didn't have the time or just didn't want to face it, or I had injuries. I'd have knee pain, shoulder impingement, joint pain, different things. I'd have to take a time off. And it's hard to get started. So I told myself, I'm just going to go down. I'm just going to do one repetition. I'm just going to get on my bike and ride for a minute just to get warmed up. I'm just going to do the one repetition just to do something today. And so that's what I did. I went down, rode my bike for a minute, one repetition, did a little stretching, put a mark on my calendar, pat myself on the back, said I'll try to come back tomorrow. Next day, I can do that. If I can't do one rep, I can't do anything. Go down, do the same thing. Ride my bike, one rep, stretch, mark on the calendar, pat myself on the back, don't forget that. And, I just kept on. So I was being consistent. But here's a question that I want to ask you is when you do a workout, do you necessarily have to add weight or repetitions each exercise, each workout? The answer is no. You can improve your exercise. And actually, I think it's more beneficial to improve your exercise each time. So I would keep adding. I would come back each day. So easy to do. I'm starting to feel better. I would add another exercise. Do one repetition until I got up to about 9 or 10 exercises. And I was doing, I think it took a couple of weeks, but it goes by fast. And at the end of a couple of weeks, I was up to, like I said, 9 or 10 exercises. And then the next week, I began to start to try to improve these exercises. See, so I call this the one rep workout because mainly like one rep per exercise. And you start at the very beginning. Let me ask you this. When you've heard those saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step, does it not? Well, a fitness journey, where should that really start? In the middle? No. It starts at the beginning. And let me tell you why. Because, there's people out here that can do these very demanding workouts and somehow adapt. And it's kind of rare, to be honest. The vast majority of people can't do that. Why is that? Because our muscles can improve quickly. It's our adaptability as human beings. But that doesn't mean that our body systems can improve that quickly. Think about it. Just because our muscles get stronger pretty quick, does that mean that our heart can change that quickly? Can it adapt that quickly? Can our cardiovascular system build new blood vessels and capillaries? And it takes a little time. Can our endocrine system and all our body systems really adapt and improve that quickly? It takes time. So let's give it time. Let's start out. Let's progress slowly. Let's give our body time to recover and adapt. See, is this starting to make any sense to some of you who have been doing this a long time? See, here's what we're really doing here. Let me make sure I don't miss anything here. But we are actually building up our consistency. That's what this is about. I call it building up our consistency muscles. And and that's the key to it, because here's one of the cornerstones of this channel. One of the reasons why I started this is because now this is going to be not only based on my experience, but on science that you can't ignore. These are massive studies that have been done that we have to use. And so one of the best studies I've seen, just a real eye-opener, was the one that the CDC, the American Heart Association, did and published in the wonderful Circulation magazine they have. And they did a study to find out what is the sweet spot that, how much exercise does it take to do the most benefit. And they found this, that 150 minutes of moderate physical activity per week could, listen to this, reduce our risk of all-cause mortality, all health-related causes of death, by over 30%. 30%, that's a third practically. Isn't that incredible? And it's not that much. Say 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day could be our goal, But how do we just get started with exercising and then try to attain to that goal? Now, when you think about these demanding workouts that people do, here's what I was thinking. When you start an exercise routine, a typical one might be, say, 5 to 10 exercises. It might be 3 to 5 sets, and maybe 5 to 10 repetitions, So let's think about that. Say we do 10 exercises. I've done more than that many times. 10 exercises. Say we're going to do 5 sets of each exercise. That's 50. 10 exercises times 5 is 50. And say we're going to do 10 repetitions each. Well, 10 times 50, that's 500 movements. That's 500 repetitions. That's a lot of repetitive motion. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort, a lot of energy, And when you think about it, which exercise is it that really has the most benefit? It is the last one. The last one or two we do that's challenging exercise is the one where we really make the benefit. So instead of all this preliminary, warming up or, repetitive motion, let's just go ahead and warm up and do our 1 repetition as perfectly as we can. We're gonna talk about form and how we can do these exercises in a way that it's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging, but in a short length of time, we will build our strength, our flexibility, our balance. We'll work on so many attributes, and we'll get better. So we might start out with our workout taking about 5 minutes, and then as we go along, it may take 10 minutes. Toward the end, I usually do about 15 minutes now. As we go along, and this is a new channel, we may progress, but we may end up doing 30 minutes together. Let me talk about equipment for a while. This is my gym back here. I've got a power tower, I think they call it. I've got a rack of dumbbells, and I really only use the light ones. It's mainly my kids use this too. And I've got a little bike here that's real simple. So this is my gym. And I used to have a big gym where in my garage I had a leg press, I had 2 benches, a squat rack, a lat pull down, all kinds of stuff. And I really just ended up overtraining all the time. And this cycle of starting and stopping until I ran across this. And I just love it so much that I've got to share it with you. And here's what it comes down to. Now I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to launch a podcast soon. And I plan to be here with you every day. You and me together. And now this channel is not about building huge muscles, you see people that do that on social media and all, but how sustainable is that? Do you see them really being long-term that healthy? And so for the vast majority of people to be healthy, it needs to be something easy that we can do on a consistent basis. Consistency is the key. I often think that strength is not only just physical strength, it's inner strength. It's our ability to show up. It takes strength. It takes, commitment. It takes dedication. But this is to me, this is about the easiest beneficial workout that I've ever seen, really. If you can't do one repetition, in fact, let's face it, can you really do anything? Check with your doctor first. We always say, be sure you're able to engage in an exercise program. And then join me here if you get the okay. And we will start out at the beginning as safely, as easily, I think, as humanly possible on a journey that will lead us to consistent exercise per day for the rest of our life, which is the way it should be, for the rest of our long, healthy, happy life. So people, let's see if I've forgotten anything. I just want to conclude it here. This is for the vast majority of people. And, I've always wanted to help people with exercise. And that's why I'm here. I used to have a goal that I wanted to help, I had a picture of maybe helping a few hundred people, because I knew that I know how to exercise easily, and I know how to, I know about nutrition. I'm a fitness blogger. I've a certified nutritionist and personal trainer. So I've got a background in it. So I always wanted to help people with it, But then I thought, maybe I could help 1,000 people because of the internet. But then I thought, I believe I could do that pretty easily. I want to set a goal, and it's fairly lofty. It has to do with this sign on the wall behind me, this banner. Because, my friends, I would love to help. And us together, as a community here, to help 1 million people worldwide. We can reach this whole planet and help people easily to get started on a fitness journey that will help them be healthy. And so, my goal is 1 million seniors strong. And please, I really appreciate you joining me today. And tell your friends, bring some people along with us. It's easy to join us here. You'll see, I'm going to launch my podcast soon. And I'll be here with you. I'm going to do a simple workout, show you how to do the exercises. We'll just use some simple equipment, and we'll get started. We'll get started together. We'll do this every day. And I'm so excited to launch this, and so happy that you're here with me today. Thanks for joining me. That's all I have to say for today. We'll see you next time on Strong Healthy Seniors. Again, this is Bill. Have a great day. Goodbye.